cat hairs off my microphone cover. Just a guy on YouTube. Everyone you see on YouTube is just a guy or lady on YouTube. Keep that in mind. We've got pump action, folks, as I'm sure you're well aware of. Now, there's something to be careful of here. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. I can probably see it easier. If you've been following my channel for some time, you know sometimes I see these patterns play out. They're basically on all time frames, but this one's going to be easier to see on the 5-minute chart. Okay, we got a Bitcoin. Now, when I hit my brush here, some indicators are going to come on the screen. Just ignore those. We've got Bitcoin bebopping along here. Ignore all that crap that just showed up. Bebopping along, right? And then what do we got here? We got this big pump, boom, right? Now this is what could be happening right here. Boom, right there. I want to draw your attention to that to start this video out. Get that stupid stuff off there. I don't want to get rid of those indicators altogether. But there it is, right? This pump right here. It could just go sideways for a while, and then every bit of that pump could come back out. This could come straight back down to 59,000, right? And then from there, you know, if it does do that move, boom. I don't know what happens out here later. You know, maybe it comes back down and tests that 55,000 area again, or maybe it comes back up. I don't know, but what I do know is this is a very common, very, very common pattern. There's a name for it. I've always called it the Batman pattern, because lots of times it'll put up an ear, right, and then come down, and then put up an ear and then come down. But that's rarely the case. This is a cool name, a distinctive name I give these patterns. Now, obviously, Batman must have gotten a fight because his left ear is missing. But my point is these fast pumps, they'll go sideways, and then it'll just, every bit of it will just come right back out. So be careful of that for sure, because this looks like that could be the case. Now, I'm gonna go over to my other chart, and I'm gonna show you some levels, but I just wanted to show you this first. This could also just keep going, right? These little consolidation, pump up, consolidation, pump up, consolidation, pump up, pump up, pump up. That could happen too. But my Batman pump and dump signal has went off, right? I'm sliding down didn't Batman used to have old fireman's pole? And was that Batman in like the 50s and 60s? I just set off my Batman alert. Watch the dump coming. Watch for the dump coming. Now let's go over to my real chart. Before I zoom out and show you the levels to watch, I want to show you my trade down here on the bottom. No, well, my cat said no, don't do that. I don't know if you could hear that. He said no. It's awful. It looks awful, doesn't it? Bright red, the short and long here down the bottom. Yeah, you don't like it? Oh, that's too bad. I like it. Okay, so this gives me the opportunity. Right now, you can see Bitcoin just actually got rejected off the top of a channel I have drawn here while I was making this video at 63,000. Quiet, you kook. 63,565. I wanted to add to my short right here. Now I'm just going to nibble. So I'm just going to put a little nibble in. My short's at 7x, so I'm going to put like just a little one in. Right here, just nibble. For those of you who've been watching me talking about this trading system I have here, I've always kind of talked about the big picture of what's going on. I've never really shown how I nibble. So this is a good, it's turning red, that candle hour. This is the hourly candle now. But I'm just going to nibble, add a little bit to my short right here. It took it right away, so that's good. Just a nibble. I keep plenty of dry powder, because this could still keep going higher. But that's a pretty good level to add a little nibble to my short position. For those of you brand new, this long and short I have here, I'm intentionally trying to get stuck in both of them. Okay, let's zoom out. I haven't shown that before, where I choose to just nibble a little bit, and like down here at 57,000, I added just a little nibble to my long position. As you can see, my long position, the liquidation price and entry price have both went down a little, And when I just nibbled on that short right there, my liquidation price and my entry price went up a little. And it's a situational system, and it's hard to explain. I can't really explain it to people because I don't know. Everyone out there's got varying degrees of experience. There might be someone listening to me right now that's been in Bitcoin for 10 years, and there might be someone out there listening to me that's been in Bitcoin for 10 minutes. So, if you're experienced and have a lot of knowledge, don't be offended by me talking to you like you've been in this for 10 minutes, because I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who've been in it for 10 minutes. It's hard to make videos in that sense. But zoom out, show the big screen. That little trading screen is hard to show on camera. Let's zoom out. This is the hourly chart. Let's scrunch it down so you can see where we're at here. And there's one other thing I want to do before I end the video. I'll do that here in a minute. This green band, this down here is my buy box to protect my long liquidation, and I'm starting to put in a red band up here. See this little red band, these dotted lines underneath this yellow liquidation? That's protecting my short. So what I think is going on here is I wouldn't get too carried away. I'm sure YouTube videos, thumbnails, and titles are talking about this massive, incredible pump. Oh my goodness! But this is the macro picture here, and you can see right now why I just nibbled and added to my short a little bit. See that channel I have drawn in there? It literally just got rejected off of that. Now it could still break through there, but now that I'm showing you where we're at here in the big picture, we're inside that big channel, still in a downtrend coming down, regardless of this pump. Keep in mind, this pump could just have a dump of about equal size and just come straight back down. But you can see how well my chart just worked there, right? And that's something I've never really talked about when I talk about how I'm doing that trading style, right? That's where I just nibbled. I wanted to nibble at the very top, but I turned this camera on and started making this video to try to talk to you about it. So I missed the very, very top. Maybe that's the very, very top of this pump, or maybe it just consolidates and it comes blasting through there. And then if that's the case, the next line of resistance would be right this double horizontal white line that I have from, let's just call it 65,000 area, a little below 65,000, a little above 65,000 is those two white lines. That's the resistance to watch. And then what's real key here is Bitcoin going to set a new high? Now this is the hourly chart, but this is something I'm watching. This here, see this peak right here? It's got to wick up to 64,700. Is Bitcoin going to come up and set a new high? Or not set a new high, but beat that last high, right? And so if that's the case, is it going to get rejected from 65, or will it continue pumping up? And then there's the next high is right here at about 67,200. Can it take out that previous high? This would confirm if this is a legitimate pump. But there is one dangerous thing here. That would be required to come up out of my big macro descending channel, which, folks, could indicate that this is the breakout to like 80,000. If it comes out here and sets a new high above 67,000, what did I say, 200 or so, this could be the breakout. But more likely, what I'm thinking now, it could be this pump could be the pump that eventually leads to 80,000, or that area, high 70s, a new all-time high. That could happen, but I don't think so. I don't think we're there yet. I don't think it's ready yet. It could be, but watch for this. Watch for this action. Right? If it does come up here, this is something that really Bitcoin really likes to do. I've started referring to it as a quantum computer. I'm battling a quantum computer, a single opponent. It's me versus a quantum computer. That's why I got a long and a short, because there's only two things that can happen in Bitcoin. It can go up or down. And if you don't know anything about quantum, the theory of quantum mechanics is that up and down are both correct. Left and right are both correct. Is a cat in the box dead or alive? You don't know until you look in the box, and it's dead and alive until you look. Right. So Bitcoin is going to pump or dump until you make a decision, and then you know what it's doing. So why don't I just make both decisions and just not get liquidated? That's the theory. That's the idea of what I'm doing. That sounds weird, and I'll explain it in a future video. But this is what could be real dangerous. Bitcoin, the quantum computer, likes to do this move. No, boom, crash. Right, fakey fake out the top of that macro channel. It likes to do that a lot, and in order to do that, like this previous high back here, 67,200, would be something to watch. Maybe it beats it by a little bit, but that would be out the top of that channel, and that was something. That's a level you'd want to watch. 67,200 area. Can Bitcoin get above there and stay up there? Personally, now I could be totally wrong about this, but I do like to give my personal opinion. What's going to happen here pretty soon? I don't think Bitcoin's leaving this big macro channel. Let's zoom back out. I don't think Bitcoin is leaving this macro channel. It could, but it could, right? That breakout could occur at any time. Whether it's here, right here, or down here. That's later to the right. That's going to happen because that's I do believe in the grand scheme of things we are stuck in a bull flag continuation pattern in the grand scheme of things. But I don't know if it's ready to do it yet. But if I had to guess, I would think that we're just stuck in here. No matter if this keeps pumping or not, I think it's coming back down. Maybe I just nibbled into my short position at the perfect time because I see it hitting the top of that inner channel inside the big channel. Maybe it just comes down from here, or maybe it comes sideways, like I said, and we got that Batman, get the Batman pad boom, right? The pump that just happened, it has an equal dump, the same size, coming soon. And whatever the case, I do believe we're still stuck in this downtrend. This is clearly a downtrend consolidation, which I do think is going to be, and I'm going to rub you the wrong way. I'm very bullish. I just think this might have quite a bit more time to go sideways and down until the big breakout. But I guess I said what I want to say. Here, one last thing. I've talked about this how I'm trading this, and you can see my long position has gained over 20% in the last 10 hours or so. That's just how fast this thing can move and how quickly I can end up in a huge profit. And they're basically like counterweights, right? One's protecting the other. So I want to show you, like I said, I've been starting to protect my liquidation. That's why I stay small and do this in little increments. Like I just tiny nibble on a short, stay small, so I have enough dry powder to move the liquidation price on my short way up to $100,000 is the grand picture, right? But I never really mentioned, well, I'll nibble on the way up too, right? Because it could come down, right? So it's real. There's a lot of subtleties. It's very situational. So obviously, when I make a video, it's basically frozen in time for one instant, pretty much. Although we've got a dump happening right now. See that? Look at that. All the way down to 62,800. Right when I nibbled, that was a good spot to nibble. That's just how I do this, right? And if you don't have a firm command and can use a chart like the one I've got here, then it's hard to tell when you should nibble and do this and that. But this system is still viable for the beginner, for sure. If you just understand protecting and staying small and having plenty of dry powder. Okay, so so my liquidation price currently on this short is 66,442. So let's go over here to the right. I'm gonna put in another short order, 66,000. Let's make this one 66,000 279. See, that's a little lower. You know what? Just in case, let's just say it's a super fast wick up there. I want this to fill for sure because I've got other orders in. So let's make this one 66,111. My liquidation price is 66,442. So let's make this my leverage is 7x. So let's make this about $100. See, I've got 177 available here. Up here where my cursor's at. So I'm gonna stick in roughly 100. It's not gonna be perfect. Roughly $100. I just want to show you how I'm doing this, how I'm protecting my position. Okay, see, I've got these red lines in here. Those are each $100 positions. Quiet, you kook. Stop, please stop doing that. I'm making a video. Like my cat understands. Oh, my bad. You're making a video. Okay. He just all of a sudden quiet. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Now watch this red line pop in. Boom. Actually, basically right on top of another one. I had one at 66,119. But there it is. You can see on the right here, I've got $400 orders underneath my liquidation price. And why I stagger them like that is because I worry about a quick wick and maybe getting an order skipped. So I want to make sure at least one early on gets triggered, and so my liquidation price moves up. So that's $400 on a $630 short position. That would move my, and I'll probably keep adding to that if the price keeps coming up. And I'll get at least like 700 or 800, 600-700. I don't want to say what I will do because I don't know until that happens. But you can see I'm building a wall to protect that liquidation. And with those 4 orders I have there, my liquidation price should go up to let's see, 8, about 5, about 4, 3. Just on those 4 orders, that would probably pump up my liquidation price to up about 71,000 or so, in that ballpark at least. Maybe a little higher. Right, so that's it. Right, let me zoom out and show you the grand scheme of things. Likely stuck. Bitcoin's likely stuck in this macro descending channel for some time to come. So be careful out there. The very top, the levels I would watch: 62,000, or the 65,000 area, and then the top of the channel where I've got my red. One interesting thing with this system is obviously my entry prices aren't that great, but look at the side effect of what this is causing me to do, because I'm keeping plenty of dry powder, right? And I'm staying small, incremental, and plenty of dry powder to protect my positions. A side effect, this is not something I intentionally tried to do, but look at the side effect of what's happening here. The system I'm using is forcing me to have a buy box really low and forcing me to have a sell box really high. Isn't that interesting? Right? Isn't that interesting fact? Obviously, my entry prices are not that great, and but I'm not really all that worried about it. The main thing is to have plenty of dry powder, because eventually Bitcoin is going to come up here, right? And I'm going to be in a big profit. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that long will eventually be in a really big profit, right? And I'll be moving this short line up, right? So eventually I'll be in really big profit on that long, right? And I'll take profit on that long, right? Now this is just the grand scheme of things. It could be, I could do something totally different, but this is the outline of what I'm talking about, right? That line's in profit up here, or that long is in profit up here. I'd say I take profit on that long, but I've pushed my short liquidation, say, way up here, right, to 80,000. This is just, don't pay attention to the numbers I was doing. Just let's not even say 80,000. My short liquidation is way up here, right? So I take profit on that long, and right, what's Bitcoin do after a big pump? There's a correction, right? And so my liquidation, say my entry price on that short is here, right? The liquidation on entry on that short is here, and right, it comes up here, and then look at this. We'll have a correction, boom, and now it's below my entry price on my short. And what do? I take profit on that short. and vice versa on the bottom. Say I'm right, and this is my Batman dump. Say it comes back down here, which I do think is likely for Bitcoin to come back and down and test 59,000. Maybe even come down to 56, maybe even lower, right? And so Bitcoin could come back down, right? And I'm nibbling into that short, like you saw me earlier. And Bitcoin could easily come back down just here in the near future. Right? Boom, boom, right? And I take profit on that short here, right? And then maybe I nibble into my long position a little more here. My long position is a little bit big right now, so I don't want to add to my long position unless it's really really low. And and what if I'm right and we are stuck in this for extended? Bitcoin could very well come down here to 50,000, and I could, all those little longs I have protecting that my long liquidation could all trigger, right? And then my long liquidation line comes way down here. It's like 44,000. But I've also got that money from the short, and maybe I'll just let my short keep running, right? And I take profit on that short down here, right? And I turn around, I stick that money into the long, right? And then there we go. Right? That's just how this is working. It's hard to explain. I wish I could have someone here. I wish we were face to face, so you can say, "Well, what about this?" And I can say, "Oh, well, then this," and you can say, "Well, I don't understand this." Well, then that, So I can't really answer everything, but I think you get the general idea. I think it's very, very interesting. This is not something I intended on. The side effect of having a green buy box low and a red sell box high. That's really cool. I didn't intend on doing that, but that's the result of not having great entry prices. But I've taken profit many times on the long and many times on the short, and that's why those entry prices on them are far apart and they don't look great because I've been taking profit on them. That's right, and opening them back up. So it's just kind of interesting, right? So I'll probably add another I'll add like another $200 shorts up there to protect my short liquidation after I turn this video off. And later on, if there's a crash back down to 59, 56,000, I'll probably take the money from my short protection and put it into my long protection. I don't have a ton of dry powder. I wish I had a little more. That way I could just leave those lines there. But anyways, you got the idea. All right, later. Thanks for watching.